Let's talk a little Crisis. Am I the only one who watched last night's Supergirl
I
Crisis
missed the
Part
first
1?
episode. I just seen the trailer so far.
I did not watch it.
But are you guys planning on watching it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So then I will
work.
give a spoiler-free Part 1 of Crisis brief review. It was totally good, but a lot of setup. A lot of setup for things that I don't know are necessarily going to matter. What's challenging is no matter what we do to our characters, we know we're in a multiverse, so we could just bring other versions of those characters into the multiverse. So the stakes right now are incredibly high because if they don't do this, then all of the worlds are gone, but they're also very low because all I'm thinking to myself is like, we've got 10,000 more of those on backlog. So I thought it was good. It was definitely a solid first Crisis episode. Really fun stuff at the beginning where we see some of the different Earths and we have some cameos of some of the other shows going on, which is cool.
Does it make you want to keep watching for sure?
Yeah, because I've watched 8 years of this.
But I was going to say,
Sure.
but if not, though.
I'm the audience for this thing. So
Is it gonna reach endgame proportions? You think by the time this is over?
the way that this episode went, I feel like they're really going to try to do that.
Okay.
We've got 3 of them, so then we've got one Monday night and Tuesday night, so that will be the first 3, and then we don't come back until January 14th with the last 2. So I think by episode 3 on Tuesday, we'll be doing Infinity War, and by January, we'll be at Endgame.
That's the only thing that I hate is that they're breaking this up so hard. I would have preferred for them to just like, let's end 2019 like on a bang and get through this whole thing versus like putting me on a cliffhanger, making me wait through Christmas and New Year's and like, have to wait for the end of it. But especially because they only allow like 5 episodes at a time for their shows on like the CW app or Hulu or whatever. So like if I need to play catch up, I can't. That sucks too. So
Is there someone that you guys just, not just because they're perfectly casted for the role or whatever, it's like, is there somebody that you're like, this is the character that I care about in this series and that's why I'm watching?
of the cameos or just in general?
In general.
In general,
You mean across any of the shows?
I mean,
For this particular series, yeah.
I
For
mean,
I guess-
Supergirl or for any of the CW?
Or any of the CW.
Yeah, I care about a lot of them.
I think Jefferson Pierce was great. It was
He's
really
your
well
favorite?
cast.
I
Yeah.
love him so
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
He's
Chris
just
Williams.
excellent.
Yeah. I think he's
So
phenomenal.
great. I also interviewed him at Comic-Con once, and he is legitimately 1.5 feet taller than me.
Yeah. He's
So
tall
you're
as
like
hell.
this?
We had to put me on top. I have
Apple box?
no
Get an apple
On
box.
top?
there was no Apple box. We had to put me on top of like camera kit upright. I have a picture of it. It's so,
Nice.
and I'm still an entire head shorter than he
Wow.
is. He's so tall and just an awesome person. That whole cast was amazing.
Yeah.
China's awesome too. They're
Okay, cool.
they're all great. But I think that I care about Barry Allen a lot. I care about Kara a lot. I care about all of the Oliver. They did a great job casting these leads. So yeah, I do.
Cool.
I'm most excited about seeing Kevin Conroy. He's been my favorite
Yes.
Batman the entirety of
Yes.
always, so I'm very excited to see him come in and do his
That's
thing.
literally why I'm watching.
I'm
Yeah,
excited
that's the only
about
reason,
that.
right? Yeah.
I'm excited about that too. My one concern with that is the only person who kind of seems out of place in the crossover right now is Kate Kane, Ruby Rose, as
Sure.
Batwoman, and I think Kevin Conroy's stuff is with her
Yeah.
Oh, God damn
based
it.
on the trailer.
Yeah.
Winston's so upset about it.
Yeah.
Batwoman is not a good show. I'm sorry. I mean, other people
I
might feel
can't.
differently.
I like it fine.
You know what
like
it
it
is?
fine?
I like it
It's
better
fine.
than Supergirl right now.
Oh.
Yeah, well, that's fair. I think the only thing, to be honest with you, is I don't necessarily have a problem with what the show wants to do. I just don't like Ruby Rose as the character. I did with the crossover last year, and then this just doesn't fit right for me.
Yeah. I feel that.
do you
What are the
agree too,
people?
Roxy?
I do agree with that. What are the people in the chat saying? I know they wanted to talk about Crisis. How did they feel about part 1 of the episode?
Somebody said Black Lightning, Chris Williams is that dude.
That's true.
I have a bad feeling Tom Welling role will be disappointing.
I could see that. There was a lot of Tyler Hoechlin last night. Superman, Tyler Hoechlin.
Batwoman, very weak. So yeah, they're all mostly agreeing with you guys.
I did not. What was wild is we've been waiting 8 years for this moment,
Right.
and last night online, it was trending way above this was Watchmen. There was a lot of things people were
I
talking about. more
literally
so than
forgot
this.
this started this weekend.
Yeah.
Which is...
It's like it was a lot of hurry up and wait. So I feel like people have been talking about this for so long, but then nobody was watching it last night. In fact, I live streamed through it.
Ah, yeah.
I do a live stream on my youtube.com/Roxy
Yeah,
Strider.
Saul's
and
your biggest fan. Yeah.
and I am the biggest CWDC fan that I know. And Crisis was on, and I was live streaming,
There you go.
and I was off in time for Watchmen.
Damn.
So there's.
But that's because you
saying
got to keep
something.
your priorities straight.
That's
so, like,
true.
Yeah, I mean that's the same thing I would do. If you can only watch one, and you're gonna watch Watchmen.
And also-
that's what I would do.